Welcome to VSB News Online for Friday, July 24th. I'm Peter Kittel. Fueled by a determination felt by all participants not to be bullied by the UK government into accepting an agenda that suits the British, the Overseas Dependent Territories will be heading for the annual meeting of the ODT Council in London in October with a renewed sense of partnership. That may be the most important thing to come out of this week's Bermuda pre-council meeting, as might be seen from comments made by Bermuda's Premier, Michael Dunkley, and Anguilla's Minister of Social Development, McNeil Rogers.
Obviously, the passport issue is something that's reared up in importance over the past couple of months, and that's something we'll have to make sure we have a position on with the UK as we go forward. I want to stress, I just want to go back a bit to what colleagues said earlier. We talked about making sure we had our positions together and we go forward with the UK in a position of strength and unity. That's critically important. But what is just as important, and probably more important, is that when we have the ministerial conference later in the year in the UK, is we have access to the right ministers. Last year, I wasn't able to attend because of the America's Cup, but the Deputy Premier went. And for all the reports that I got, it was that we didn't have access to the right ministers. We're going to push to make sure that we get access right up to the Prime Minister. If they're serious about the issues in the overseas territories, well, they need to make sure that they put some time for the very busy people that are leading the UK to listen to the overseas territories. So we're going to set on our agenda with those issues that you raised, and I think we can find good solutions for the territories and for the UK as well, but we need to have access to the right people to make decisions. One of the things that I get frustrated at as a politician, and I'm sure many of you will agree with me, is the time it takes to get anything done. If we don't have access to the right people in the UK, it's going to take too much time for all of us. And time is of the essence when we're dealing with people who have needs.
This relationship among the overseas territories is one that must be united and must be presented to the British government as a united front. We must also be very instrumental in determining what the agenda for the joint ministerial conference would be in the UK, as opposed to my good friend Premier McLaughlin mentioned that there was an agenda that was passed on to us and so on and so forth. We, as overseas territories, must determine the issues that confront all of us. We must share best practices between us, and when we go to the United Kingdom, must be able to present that united front going forward.
After 40 years of being on the Corporation of Hamilton's back burner, newly refurbished Ewing Street in North Hamilton is ready for its official unveiling next month. 1,200 feet of red brick covers two-thirds of the street. There are attractive planters, new palm trees, and proper signage for residential parking and pedestrians. Estimated costs stand at some $600,000, and today Ewing Street businessman Malcolm Simons and 35-year-old resident Gary Jones gave their input on the new look of the street.
I feel the refurbishing is an excellent job done by the corporation. There are a couple of concerns on that matter, in as much as they show on the street there that there is pedestrian passage only. I do know they are trying to limit trucks and containers coming down, and but there has to be a thoroughfare or a throughway for the customers for our business. That's our tools and equipment. The other concerns are the parking on the Delwood Street side, North Street side. Normally it's a 1 hour parking, and we have cars that are there for the whole day. I don't think the corporation have put their signs up as yet. It's for 1 hour parking, but it has to be reinforced. The second part of this arrangement here, they've somewhat reduced the parking for our business here. There, first beside you there is a loading bay, and we find what happens on the loading bay. The traffic officers come by daily, and we've got a customer inside for just 15-20 minutes, and they're taking at us. And to add to that, they've reduced the amount of parking bays for general parking on this street just by making this this new arrangement. So I hope there's some add-on to that or some follow-up to that.
I've been living on Union Street for 35 years.
Now, this street obviously is getting the attention of a lot of people. What do you think about it?
I think it's really very nice. They really fix a brick around it, brick around and all like that. Fix a brick and you can these trees right there, very nice. Everybody enjoys it. Everybody comes to go there, mom, married. They're married, their mom. Trees, the flowers, trees are being up there, the grass, they put the grass in the mom. And medium and all like that. It's very nice.
Do you feel now that this has improved the street immensely?
Sure has. Sure has improved the street immensely. It sure has. It makes the street have a, have like a mom, look like Tacostown. People come and say, it looks like Tacostown. Mom say, and I tell my mom, she laughs, it looks like Tacostown around there.
The America's Cup Regatta in the dockyard in October will be able to go out with a bang when, in honor of the 50th anniversary of the Bermuda Regiment, a major Bermuda tattoo will be held in the keep yard for 3 days. Artillery guns, fireworks, and military pageantry involving over 400 musicians, singers, and dancers will be a part of the final event of the year. Major Dwight Robinson, Director of Music for the regiment, provided a breakdown of the local and visiting bands that will take part.
Bermuda will be represented by the band and corps of drums of the Bermuda Regiment, the Bermuda Islands Pipe Band, and the Somerset Brigade Band. The Bermuda Tattoo Choir, a specially assembled male voice choir under the direction of Lloyd Matthews, will make its debut as well. We welcome any vocal talents who may be interested in joining this effort. From overseas will be international groups selected not only for their musical and performing excellence, but also because some have fairly well-established relationships with Bermuda and the Bermuda Regiment. From the United Kingdom, we welcome 19th Regiment Royal Artillery, the Scottish Gunners, Pipes and Drums, and the Waterloo Band of the Rifles. Each of these units recall Bermuda's predecessor units. Also from the UK will be joining us the Black Watch Pipes and Drums, the 3rd Battalion, the Royal Regiment of Scotland, who many years ago lent their name to a pass and a well just down the hill over there, as well as the band and corps of drums of the Royal Logistic Corps. We are delighted to have our friends back from Cherry Point, North Carolina, the United States Marine Corps 2nd Marine Air Wing Band, reuniting with us along with the bands of the Jamaica Defense Force, a relationship with whom Bermuda has enjoyed for the last 50-some years, and perhaps a little longer as far as the regiment is concerned. Finally, from Canada, we have the Regimental Band of the Governor General's Foot Guards, the Pipes and Drums of the Cameron Highlanders of Ottawa, the Toronto Police Pipe Band, and the 36th Service Battalion Volunteer Pipes and Drums from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
The coroner has ruled that popular cartoonist Peter Woolcock died last year of natural causes, and not, as originally thought, as the result of a traffic accident. VSB News' Chris Lodge has the story.
According to a statement released by the Bermuda Police Service, Mr. Woolcock fell from the sidewalk onto a passing car, likely due to a pre-existing medical condition. The statement says the BPS would like to take this opportunity to state the coroner has now confirmed the Bermuda Police Service's position regarding the death of 88-year-old Peter Woolcock. Mr. Woolcock fell from the sidewalk onto a passing car, likely due to a pre-existing medical condition he was suffering from at the time, and as such, the coroner has ruled his death was by natural causes. As a result, we would like to state there were 15, not 16, road traffic fatalities for last year. The accident occurred on Parlerville Road outside the Royal Gazette offices at about 10 o'clock in the morning on December 4th last year. I'm Chris Lodge, VSB News.
And we'll be right back after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking, along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
For the first time in over 8 years, Bermuda will be among the 30,000 scouts from 161 countries attending the World Scout Jamboree in Japan this weekend. 6 local scouts between the ages of 15 and 16 will spend time in various parts of the country during the 3-week-long celebration of scouting and will visit Hiroshima and stay with host families. A scout leader and 3 support team members will accompany the Bermuda Scouts. During the visit, Bermuda will be partnered with a scouting contingent from Northern Wales. The praise showered in the Senate on the work of the Interagency on Anti-Gang Initiatives has given Martha Dismont, founder and executive director of the Family Center, a sense of pleasure. She says that when she started the charity 25 years ago, the need for such a movement would never have occurred to her.
I am co-chair with Kim Jackson on the Interagency Community Response Team. It's connected to the Interagency Gang Task Force, and our job was to engage the community around looking at what is going on in our community with gang involvement and gang violence, and to try to be more preventive by engaging the community, educating the community. And so it's been a pleasure for us to work with government on this particular initiative, and there'll be more discussion about that in the future. But it is called the Interagency Community Response because the goal is how can the community respond to some of the gang situations we're seeing and be a part of it and help us to prevent more gang involvement.
But as I've always said to you, you're spending so much time raising money and probably not doing what's in your heart. Is that still a bit of a pressure?
It is. We have to raise so much money to do this work. I think companies, businesses, charities, we're all finding that it's somewhat costly to do what you do in Bermuda. Whether it's running a business, running a charity, it costs. So I'm very invested in getting the costs down in Bermuda. But in the meantime, we have to do a lot of fundraising, and Family Center have over the years done a lot of different kinds of fundraising events, like our Tag Day, like most charities have a Tag Day. We have one on July 29th.
Beach Bash is another one.
We have a Beach Bash on September 25th, and that's another fundraiser. Of course, the telethon is another fundraiser. We have to be very diverse. We have to raise the funds.
The island's first ever competitive barbecue contest is being staged tomorrow, Saturday, by Hunt's Food and Supplies at their Khyber Pass, Warwick headquarters between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Men and women who consider themselves expert chefs at the barbecue will be able to compete for prizes and the title of Best Dressed Chicken Barbecue King after grilling the famous Jamaican product before a live audience. Bring your own tongs and sauces. Jason Atterbridge is joining the Information Commissioner's Office as the Assistant Information Commissioner, bringing with him over a decade of public service experience with a focus on good governance and experience with public access information laws in the UK. Educated at Berkeley and the Bermuda College, he pursued his legal education with a focus on constitutional law and human rights at Middlesex University. His postgraduate work included evaluating the development of PATI in comparison with international practice. And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Well, we lead off with news right out of the Pan American Games. Yesterday, Aaron Evans finished 6th in the men's 800-meter final with a time of 1:49.07. Evans was disappointed in the plan he executed during the race.
I just should have kept coastal contact. I was thinking that it was faster than it was. So I was giving people that little bit of space thinking that they were fed, but it ended up being a slower race. And once they had that little gap on me, there was no making it up. So I just should have kept better contact in the first lap.
Earlier in the day, Trey Houston finished 4th in Heat 2 of the men's 200-meter dash in a time of 21 flat. Houston finished 21st out of 29 competitors, and he broke down his performance this way.
I think I conserved too much. I thought I probably made a move a little too late.
I should have trusted my trainer a little bit more and actually been doing what I've been doing this whole time. I should at least qualified automatically just now. I'm not too mad at myself, but I haven't ran since I've been hurt. 21 flat, I mean, I can just build on from that.
In equestrian show jumping, both birthday girl Jillian Teixeira riding Tamarino and Patrick Nisbet riding Quick Z competed in 2 rounds and advanced to the finals, which will take place tomorrow. Teixeira talked about the approach going into the 3rd round, which was the 2nd of the day, yesterday afternoon.
I just tried to relax and just, keep the same game plan and just go in and do it again, but better.
Did the horse surprise you today?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, we're a little bit shaky this morning. We really should have done better with our experience. So I was pleased that we kind of both stepped up for the 2nd round.
Nisbet and Quick Z made a stir before entering the ring. Nisbet explained Quick Z's decision to refuse to enter the ring forward.
Coming here, we bought a young horse. You always say, will it be too much or not? And that's not the usual character of him. But okay, today he had second thoughts about coming in, so we had to improvise. Yeah.
The Eastern County Cricket Association's disciplinary committee has met and held hearings as a result of several charges brought by the umpires against 5 players from Cleveland County during the first round of the Eastern County's 2015 series played on July 18th. At Lords and St. David's on the date mentioned, the match between champions Cleveland County Cricket Club and challengers Bailey's Bay on the day ended with the scores tied. However, the Eastern County have ruled that Bailey's Bay will collect the trophy. Following the disciplinary committee's rulings, we can now bring you the results. Both Dion Stubble and Jason Anderson were issued official reprimands for showing dissent at an umpire's decision. Alan Douglas was issued an official reprimand for failure to control his players. He also was issued a 2-county game ban for showing serious dissent at an umpire's decision on 2 accounts. Dennis Musson Jr. was issued a 1-county game ban for showing serious dissent at an umpire's decision. Shakai Darrell has been issued a 14-county game ban for threats made to an umpire. VSB Sports has asked the question if these bans are Cleveland County Eastern County Cup ban games or just Eastern County games bans. The Bermuda Junior Boys squad kicked things off at the 2015 Inter-Island Gymnastics Championships, which is the gymnastics portion of the NetWest Island Games, with a dominating performance, winning the team event with a score of 48.25. Jersey finished 2nd with a score of 44.9, while the Isle of Man finished 3rd with 42.05. The boys squad was made up of Taj Lowry, Max Blakeney, Neon Outerbridge, and Jaden Malpas. The senior women's event featuring an exciting battle for the gold in which Bermuda came up short by a tiny margin of 0.1. Placements were Jersey in 3rd with a score of 68.7. Bermuda finished 2nd in 72.35, while the Isle of Man won in 72.45. Bermuda squad featured Sydney Mason, Gabby Vincent, Tabitha Hoffines, Zante Dill, Danielle Wool, and Gianna Webb. 8 of Bermuda's youth national basketball team members achieved All-Star status at the Keystone State Camp this week. In the Scholastic Division All-Star, which include the 11th and 12th graders, Ryan Aronson and Andy Perez reached the All-Star status. Kaylin Peters and Kirby Reed reached the status for 9th and 10th graders for the first team All-Stars. For the 9th and 10th graders for the second team All-Stars, it saw Zane Curtis Thomas receive All-Star status. The Youth Division All-Stars, which include the 6th through 8th grades, saw Denai Thomas, Ryan Grant, and Seth Hartman all reach the All-Star status. 2 men's singles matches was the latest action to take place on the tennis courts as the 2015 Coral Beach and Tennis Club Championships continued. Marasco Paul defeated Ken Larrett in straight sets 6-1, 6-love, while Brian Wade defeated Ross Hillian in straight sets 6-1, 6-1. Dakota Lamb shot an opening round 5 over par 77 and finished tied 46th, taking part in the Optimus International Junior Golf Championships in Florida. Playing in the boys 14 to 15 age group, Lamb recorded 1 birdie, 12 pars, 4 bogeys, and 1 double bogey. Meanwhile, Kamiko Smith shot an opening round 2 over par 73 to end his first round of the Southern Ontario Open on the Great Lakes Tour, tied 12th. Smith's round saw him shoot 3 birdies, 9 pars, and 6 bogeys. I'm Earl Baston reporting from Toronto, Canada at the Pan American Games for VSB Sports.
Now the weather. For Saturday, July 25th, it will be mostly cloudy with occasional showers and risk of thunderstorms. Winds will be west-southwesterly and moderate, increasing moderate to strong at times with stronger gusts in showers. The high will be near 84 Fahrenheit, the low near 75 Fahrenheit. This weather report is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thank you for watching BSB News Online for Friday, July 24th. I'm Peter Cattell.